So many people get excited about going and finding a deal and putting it under contract that they want to fix and flip. But when it comes to purchasing the property and bringing the money for the renovation, if they don't have the money, if they don't have the lenders, then they can't actually do the deal. And what happens in that scenario? They then have to cancel the contract and potentially leave $30,000, $40,000 or $50,000 on the table because they couldn't actually buy and perform. So the first thing I want you to understand is that money is absolutely abundant out there. And number two, you don't need to have all the capital in your bank in order to buy a fix and flip deal. It's what a lot of people don't understand. They think that the fix and flippers out there doing 10 deals a month, buying a $500,000 property, have $5 million of liquid cash in their own personal bank account that they're using to buy these deals. But they're not. They're actually leveraging lenders. And specifically, they're lending two types of lender. The first lender is called a hard money lender. Now, a hard money lender is in the business of lending capital. This is what they do on a daily basis. What's a business want to do? They want to turn a profit. So they're not lending money to you out of the kindness of their hearts. They're lending money to you because they're going to get an annual interest rate on that money. And they're also going to charge something called an origination fee. So when you want to borrow money from them, you have to pay them a fee. And then when you fix and flip the property on a monthly basis, you have to pay them an interest rate for borrowing that capital. But the great thing is, hard money lenders will lend to you if you have a good deal. They lend on the basis of the actual deal itself. You find a bad deal, they're not going to lend on it because it's too risky. You find a great deal, they will absolutely lend on it. So why will also hard money lenders lend on your deals? Well, they don't lend 100% of the money on the deal. They want to mitigate their risks. So typically, they'll lend anywhere from 70 to 90% of the loan to cost on the deal. And what is the loan to cost? The loan to cost is the cost of the purchase price of the property and also the repairs cost of the property. So I'll use an example. If the purchase price of a property is $400,000 and the repairs are $40,000, they're not going to lend everything that you need to buy this property, right? 400 plus 40 is 440K. They're not lending all of that. They're gonna lend, in this scenario, let's say 90%, which is actually 396K. So what that means is you need to bring the additional capital to the table. So if the hard money lender will lend 90% of the loan to cost, how do you come up with the rest of it? Now, once again, you don't have to use your own money. The second type of lender you need to understand and become familiar with is called a private money lender, okay? So where hard money lenders are in the business of lending capital, right? It's a corporation that this is what they do on a daily basis. They're trying to find fix and flippers who need money for these deals. They're actively on social media. They're on Google. They're running paid advertising. They're trying to find fix and flippers. Whereas a private money lender is typically a high net worth individual or a friend or a family member or a colleague, someone you know that has capital in their bank, maybe $100,000, $200,000 that they're willing to lend to you for a deal. Once again, private money lenders aren't lending out of the kindness of their heart. What they want is a return on their money. And a lot of people may not know that they can actually be a private money lender. Now, what's important to realize about private money lenders is they're not out there marketing themselves. They're not out there running ads to find fix and flippers to find you. These are friends, these are family members that you actively go out and see. You're not asking for money. This is a big shift that I realized at a young age. You're actually presenting an opportunity to them to beat the stock market or to beat the interest that they're getting in their savings account. A normal interest rate that we're familiar with borrowing capital from private money lenders and hard money lenders is 10%. 10% annual interest rate. So in this scenario, if we borrowed $80,000 from a private money lender at 10% for a year, what's that? That's gonna be $8K. If we borrowed that money for a year that we need to pay in interest, just so you get familiar with the interest rates. If this was a 6-month project, I'm not borrowing the money for a year. So what we wanna do is divide this by 2, right? Because this was for 12 months. And so then I'd have to pay 4K in interest. So how we're able to get the money for our fix and flip deals is from these sources right here. Hard money lenders and private money lenders. This is what I started using 12 years ago, and this is what we still use today. There's a good term in real estate called OPM. All this is other people's money. And what using lenders allows you to do is to keep your actual cash that you have for your business, for yourself in the bank, so you can leverage that for a rainy day. So you can also leverage your capital to reinvest back into your business, which a lot of the times, when you reinvest your money back into your business, you might get a 4-to-1 return, 400% return on that capital you use for your own business, as opposed to using your own capital for a 10% return. So what we call this is leverage. We're leveraging other people's money in order to do deals. If you're scared of debt, we need to make a very important distinction here. There's something called good debt and something called bad debt. Bad debt is when you go out and buy a $30,000 motorcycle on credit cards that you then have to pay a 20% interest rate on a monthly basis, and it's a liability that only takes money out of your pocket every single month and doesn't turn a profit for you whatsoever. Now, what good debt is when we're leveraging money from lenders like this to turn a profit, when we're borrowing money to make more money. And what we also like to do is buy and hold properties as real estate investors. We don't only fix and flip property. What we like to do is take the active income we make from fixing and flipping houses and then roll those profits into buy and hold deals. And lots of the times we're leveraging loans. We're leveraging lenders to get a lower interest rate and using that debt to then buy the property and then have renters in the property that pays us every single month more than the debt service that we have to pay every single month. So does that make sense? We're using debt to make money, to make cash flow. And in this scenario, we're doing it to fix and flip houses. I want you to get familiar with good debt versus bad debt. Credit cards buying a motorcycle, 20% interest rate, no money coming in, bad debt. Leveraging hard money lenders and private money lenders to potentially make a profit of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a fix and flip, great debt. Now with hard money lenders, how do we find them? One of my favorite ways is to actually attend Real Estate Investor Association meetings. And what these are meetings typically on a monthly basis, local to your area, where everyone who wants to invest in real estate go. There are brokers here, real estate brokers, real estate agents, there's hard money lenders, there's private money lenders, there's title companies, there's people that will help you with your 401k, IRAs. Point is, there's a lot of people interested in real estate. And this is where you can find hard money lenders. And it's how I met some of my first hard money lenders. So I know it absolutely worked. Now, the second place you can find hard money lenders, which is very simple, and you can do this in about 3 minutes of time, is go to Google, type in hard money lenders, then your city name. And you can start finding local and national hard money lenders that you can then call and ask about their lending terms. What types of terms do they lend on? Typically, hard money lenders will lend at that annual interest rate like I talked about, and then on something called points. This is the origination fee I already told you about. But if they charge a 1% origination fee, 1 percentage point, and you borrow $100,000, and that's $1,000 that you need to pay in order to initially get this loan. And I'll dive more into the numbers when we start analyzing the deal, but you wanna reach out and talk to these hard money lenders. Find the one that you can work best with. Find the one that's willing to work with you. Now, a couple of hard money lenders that we're familiar with already are Kiavi and Lima One. If you want to check them out, we'll put a link in our description. Those are just companies that my partners and we've been able to use in the past. And then how do we find private money lenders? Remember, these aren't people that are marketing themselves. These could be friends that you went to college with that have a great job, that are great at saving capital, and that you present an opportunity to, and they lend $50,000 or $100,000 on your deal that you pay them interest for. This could be a real estate agent that you've already done deals with. This can be a mentor. This can be a family friend. This can be an aunt, an uncle, right? This can be someone in your network, one person away. So you actually find them by talking to them. You might know these people already that are in your network, and these are the types of people that you need to find. And just so you know, I'm not a trust fund baby. My parents have never lent a cent or a dollar in any of my deals. How I was able to get private money lender funds for my deals initially was by attending RIAs and networking, the Real Estate Investor Association meeting. So I don't want you to think that I was handed anything or, just given money for these deals. I had to go out there and network. And the word work is in network because you have to go out there, present yourself well, and present these opportunities for someone to lend with you. You have to start to develop a good reputation. You have to be educated. You have to learn about deals. You have to know what you're doing and have the right network in order for someone who wants to lend on your deals. So you absolutely can find these people. And I recommend going to Real Estate Investor Association meetings because that's where you're going to create your most luck. What a lot of amateurs do is they do not acquire proof of funds. And when you're an actual professional at this and you're submitting an offer with a proof of funds, whose offer do you think is going to have the highest likelihood of being accepted? The person who doesn't have a proof of funds, who isn't showing that they have access to the capital, or the person that shows a proof of funds and shows they have access to the capital? You're right, the person that has access to the capital. So we want to acquire a proof of funds. Now, why would a hard money lender give that to you? Well, there's something called reciprocation. If they give you a proof of funds so you can go get a deal under contract, you probably want to reciprocate by using them as your lender, right? So that's why they give out proof of funds. So it's very important that we acquire this proof of funds from a hard money lender or a private money lender, which can be a bank statement, but usually hard money lenders are much more willing to give you a proof of funds.
Be on the lookout for the next video in this series. And if you want
Want to build a hyper-profitable wholesaling and flipping business? Then check out my full in-depth training at realestateskills.com/watch. See you there, and happy wholesaling.